Hi guys, welcome to my channel for another video. If you have not seen my previous video, so please check the description and click on the link to see the video. In our previous video, we completed login process. In this video, we'll go ahead and fully completed our login and then registration process. So guys, you can see we did include and run this project again. So let's run it and we'll see if we can route to our login page when we click on login icon on the top to the right corner from the view. So let's make it bigger, and then I clicked on login and I do see the login page it didn't came up, right? You can see on the, if I open a layout page, right, in our layout page, let me go ahead and open it. So layout, this is shared to every pages, right, as you guys know. So if you see here, we have added partial view for our login page, right? So this partial view we implement this register and login. So we have button on that partial login page for register and login. So let's go to open our partial view. If you go all the way there, and then under the shared, we also have a link, partial view for our login and registration button. Okay, so let's open it, and here you do see this, and then here if you see it said sign in manager dot is signed in. So what it does, it checked if user is signed in. If user is signed in, right, then it will go into here and then have those it will display on our page. If user is not signed in, then it will come to here and it show login and registration on the view. Okay, so and also you see we have ul and the class is nap, so it is pointing to our network. So make sure if there is any kind of difference on your view, make sure you exactly copy as it is showing over here. But we'll go ahead and change a little bit here. So here you see it's saying identity, and then here you seeing is also saying identity, but we are not going to have this because we implement our custom login page. Okay, so here we're not gonna have this. We change it to something like, as I told you before, we implemented login function. So we'll link our login function here. So here we will put something like this: ASP action equal to login, right? And we also have to mention our controller here. So here I'll put something like this: ASP controller equal to account. Okay, I'll go ahead and remove this. So once we did that, right? Once we did that, now we have a link to our login page. So what I will go click this and make it smaller. Will show, see if it does allow us now to go to our login page once we click on login. Okay, so let's go ahead, click on login. Now you see once we have clicked, it is routing to our login page. You see it's now go our account controller and then the function that we have, our login page. Okay, so now we have access to our login page. We'll go ahead and implement registration, so then user can register, because still our registration page doesn't come up. So let's go ahead implement registration, and then register. Also we need to implement view for the registration page. Okay, so what I'm gonna do first, I'm gonna come to our account controller page. Here I'll go ahead and copy this, and then I'll paste it here, and then another paste for this one also, because we have get and post function for our register. Let's change the name here, put something register, and then also copy this, and then also let's put it here. So here we have it's showing error because both of the function have the same name and same parameter. So let's do, when we do click on register, we need to we need to show a view, right? Then on the view, it will allow user to put the information and then submit the form to register their account with the application. So let's create a view here. We'll go ahead and create a view for this. Okay, so I'll go add view. I have to stop the stop the application first. Let's stop it, and then right click on it, click on add view, click on add view again here, put it register, a register view. Okay, so let's click on add. So we do see view for our register page. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and copy a view from my previous application for the register, and then I'll go ahead and explain what this view and then how the code is working. Okay, so let's go ahead and copy it for this register page. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna show a view, how the view looks like for our register. So let me go ahead and show you the view for this page. Okay, this is my previous project. Here is the view for this registration page. You can see what I did. I have a background picture for this register page, and I have a form. Okay, registration form. Here user will allow to put first name, last name, username, email, address, state, password, and confirm password. Okay, so when user click on this registered page, this page will load, and from here they can register. So let's say if user did not fill out anything, if they click on submit, you see it will allow all these allow to tell user that those fields are required to register the account. Okay, so if they do not fill out one place, they will not able to submit. So we do have front end and then back end validation as well. Okay, so let me explain how this view is coming up. Okay, so if you go ahead and check out our code, right? Let me make it bigger. Make sure you remember the view, right? Let me make it more smaller, and you do see this view is also responsive. As I make it bigger, you can see it is fully responsive. And then you also can see when it is on a small screen, it comes like this. The input label, input and label, they get separated. You see, it goes to the first line, and then second line you can put an input. Okay, so let me explain the code here. So I will also explain what it is. Okay, just let me just explain the view first. So here, if you see, we created one div. Under the div, we have a class, and those if you see my previous video, right, I had explained Bootstrap, some classes for Bootstrap. So you do see deflex classes, justify content center. What it does center all the item inside those div. Okay, so and also you have to set up a view as 100, so then it will work also from height. So here I also insert CSS classes. Here you can see put a style, and from there I use background image. The image is there is the image folder. Under that folder we have a picture for our registration page. Let me show you what I did. So I go to the www.root, and then under this images folder we should have a picture for our registration page. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead, copy this picture. If you let me know if you need that picture, I can give you a link for this picture as well. So I copied it and then I pasted it here. So now that picture is available and the picture name is registered. So I'll change this name here as registered. So then when login page loaded, registered page loaded, we should see this picture. And then what we did background size covered, so then it will cover all the way, and then we do not want to repeat it, so that's why we put no repeat. Okay, and then we want this picture to be fixed, and then the position should be center. So on the page this picture should be center and fixed. And here you can see I create a row, okay, with padding 5. Okay, so if you if you saw my login page as well for the view, I have explained what is row and then all other things as well. So here you can see we created one big row like this screen, right? And under that row, what I did, I created also column. You can see here under the row I created one column, and the column size is 12. So and then here the h3 you guys already know, it's just a text. the HTML element. So and then that text is text dark, and I'll put it bold, and then it should be in the center of the page. So here I put a registration form, and then here you see another div that I created, which under this row, column 12, and the border to border success, and then this style I put it as a solid. Okay, so it means this line for this, you can see it, right? This border is success, and the border is solid, and then the width is 2. So now you guys understand that. So inside that column, right, we create a form, and then that form should send to register action under this account controller. Okay, so whenever we click on submit, it will go ahead and hit under the register action page. So that's why we put that form ASP action we mentioned registered. So here you can see another another CS, another div, right? And div is said like ASP validation summary made model only. So it means when user do not fill out the required field, then it will validate that field. It will throw a exception saying that the first name is required. So that's why we have to put this div with ASP validation summary tag. So then it knows this field is required. If you do not add, then and then this will not pop up. So that's why what we did under this, we need to insert that, and then we can validate the form. Even though we insert it, we need to also add our under our section the render partial lacing. We also need to add this part here as well. This will also work with the validation. If you do not add this, the validation will not work. And then if you go up here after this ASP validation summary, you can see here we create one row under this column. Pay attention, this is very important. Okay, so this row with padding 2, and we have a label, and then we have a input. So we create a row, right? Under this row we have 2 columns. You can see one column. One is for label, and one is for input. Okay, it's coming from our register view model, right? So we're going to create a register view model. Under that register view model, we will add some fields, which those fields will come from view. Okay, so it means like we're going to add a register view model with fields, so then we can use those fields to get the input from the user. Okay, so here you can see this label is saying application user dot first name, and then the input for that application user dot first for first name is here. So we have label and we're taking the input. So let me show you again here. If you go and see, we do have first name right there, and then the field for the first name. So it means we have, when display size is large, our label field should be 4. When display size is column, our label field should take also 4. When display size is small, then our label field should take 12. So that means this is the small size. Our label field is taking only taking the full column size. Okay, and on the bottom one for this for the input field, you can see our input field to take large when small when skin size is large, it should take a space 8 to display, and then when skin size is large, it should take also 8. You see here 4 and then 8 is equal 12. So that means the whole skin size of the row is 12. So so it should take 8 of the size of the column. Okay, of the row. And then here it should take. So when skin is small, it should take full row size. Okay, so here you can see our skin is small, that's why it's taking the full row. And then when my skin size is medium or large, it's taking the space for it. Okay, so here we did for this row, right? So we have how many rows? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So we have 8 rows. So 8 row will follow the same thing, right? So you can first write this thing and then copy and then paste it for the having the same design. So here you can see we also did a span ASP validation, right? this ASP validation also validating the field for our first name, right? So we said our first name is required in order to submit the form. Then we need to also include this ASP validation tag to verify. So to verify, we need three things. We need to include these on the view. We also need to include this on the view under the input folder, the input level, okay, under the input, because not the label but under the input tab. Okay, so then we also need to include this validation under this section. And I also explained that this render partial async, we this validation partial is coming from if you go to the share folder, under the share folder there is a script for right there. Quickly, this validation script is coming from here. Okay, so let's go back to there again. So for the first row for the registration, we build this, right? So we do have first name, then also we have last name, then we have username, we have email, then we have a row for address, we have a row for our state, the user state, then we do have row for password, and then we do have row for confirm password. When user put password, right, the user also need to confirm if they if to confirm that they type both field correctly. Okay, so we also have a confirm password field, and then we did have a row for our to submit the form. So here is the button where we can submit. Okay, so let me show you. And then you see, make sure whenever you open this div, right, you close everything. So here I'm gonna go ahead and show you the view again. So make sure you copy everything from the top as exactly, right? Or if you want to create your own view for the register, you also can go ahead and also proceed to build it. All you just have to follow the rules and rules to to use the view validation and all those things. So let's go ahead, make sure you copy everything. I'm going to go ahead and show you the view again. So if you see the view, this is the view of the page, right, for the registration form. Now what we're going to do, now we're going to create a view model, register model class, so then we can access this all field. So also we also need to use application user class. You see here what we did, we create a class for the application user. There is a reason we create a class for application user. We need to create a class for application user. So if I open my let's go there and then go to click on tables and then click on AspDotnet users, right, and then click select row. So here if you do see, we have username, email, but we do not have a field for city, state, address, first name, last name. So to add that, we also need to add a class. So then we can migrate that class and then add those fields to our AspDotnet user class, to our AspDotnet users. Okay, so to do that, we need to we need to also add application class, and then we go ahead and also add view model class. So let's go ahead. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and add application user class. So this should get added under our model classes. Let me close this. Let me make it bigger, and then I will go ahead, add those classes here under model classes. Okay, I'm gonna go click class and then type application classes, sorry, not application, application user. Click on add, and then I will go ahead, copy, go paste it here. I'll explain everything here as well. So here it should be public, and then what I'm gonna do to use identity users, we also what we do, we'll go ahead, inherit our application class from identity user class. Okay, so here I'll put identity user, and then I'll go ahead, click on control dot, we'll go ahead and then install identity user packages to use this. So I go click control dot and then install this package. Let's click on install with find and install latest version. I'll go click on that option. Okay, and then now we do see it got installed, and I do see AspNet.identity entity framework got installed, and it is available here. And this application class is getting inherited from here. So once we inherited, what we have to add here under this application user class, we need to add first name, the last name, address, city, county, postal code, state. If you want to add more field, you can go ahead and add it, or if you do not want to, if you want to add few field, you can remove also. But this field will going to available under our AspNet users table. You remember what I'm talking about. So we want those fields to come over here, right? So then we can store data for the user. So once we add this application user, so we need to add this application user to our data access classes. Okay, so I'm going to application DB context here. Here I'll go click on prop, double tap, and then this type should be DB set. Okay, and then DB set should be application user. Okay, and then we need to add this to our application user. We added it to our application DB class, right? Let's put name is application user as it was showing under our register view. What is showing application? Let's copy something like this, go there, and it should be as it is. Okay, so we did add our application user under our application DB class. So now let's go ahead and create a registration view models. Okay, now we're going to create our register view model class under this view model. Okay, so here I'll right click again, add, and then click on class, and then let's put this class name is register view model. Make sure the name for this and this is same. Okay, it need to match. Click on add here. I'll go click this as public. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and copy code for this class. Let's go ahead and copy it. Okay, and put it here. So here I include application user class under the register class. Okay, and then you can see I added the status message field here as well. When user when user registered successfully, we want to display a success message. So that success message would be under here. So here I added email address because you remember we user need to put an input for email address, right? So that's why we added email field. We added username field and password, and then confirm password. We have implemented our registered view model class. We did add application user class under our model class, and then you can see all the field for application user. We did inherit from our identity user. We install identity also, identity.entity framework in order to use this here. So it means from our application classes we can inherit the properties from identity user, like the other fields was available under this. Okay, so here you can see username. Once we inherit, so we are inheriting all those columns over here. So and now implement post function for our register. So we need to go ahead and come back to our account controller. Here you do see we do have a get function for register. So here we're not going to have login view model. Now we're going to have a register view model. Okay, so and then we'll send it through we'll send it to our view. So from our account controller to our register actions, right? And in this field we'll go ahead and receive register view model data. So we'll put something like register. That means the user is going to go ahead and create a user. Okay, so I'll put something like this, right? And then here we'll go ahead and create new. I'll put application user. So this is application user. So what's going to happen? We're going to have application user. So we first name for our application user, right? So from register, you can see we can get all the important data from the view. Okay. So here we did receive this. Okay. Make sure you follow everything as it is here. So now we create the user from the view. Now we need to go ahead and add the user to our system. So here I'm going to create another var registration equal to, let's do wait here, and then we'll call our user manager. Okay, we'll have to call our user manager. So let me see if I have a user manager. Oh, here I need to also add a here I need to also add our user manager. So then the using from user manager, so then we can register user to our application, to our system. Okay, so now I included it. I also include this to our constructors. Right click on it, go there, and then here you have the option. You said add parameter to account controller. So you want to add this parameter. You see it added to our constructor. Okay, so go down here. Now if you type user manager dot, let me see if I underscore user manager dot, we need to create the user. Okay, so here I'll put user and then register dot password that we are getting from our view. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do, close it. All right, so let me also type here http post, also because this is going to post to our system, receiving some kind of error message saying that we cannot convert application user to AspDotnet core user because we did not add this to our database. So we need to migrate in order to use this. Okay. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and comment this out and apply the migration. Okay. So to apply the migration, let's do one thing. I see I did comment out everything. So I'm gonna go ahead, create on build action just to see if there is any kind of error or not. Okay, so if not error, then we can go ahead and able to migrate it. So I do see here one failed, so let's go ahead and find it out. Okay, so I see two failed here, so let's see where is the failing coming from. Okay, oh, okay, the failing is coming from here. You remember that from the register we copied from the other project. So here add model, I told in the beginning that I will explain in later video. So here it should be add model. So we do not have any folder like this. So what we do have, model classes, then view model folder. So here I'm gonna put model as it was showing here, model classes dot view models. Make you see model uh, classes, then I have view model, then under that we have register view model. Okay, so now let's do click on view, build the project again. Let's see any other. Okay, so now I see succeed, one succeed, zero fail, so there is no fail. So we'll go ahead and do the migration here. So let's load the package manager. Okay, so from package manager we will go ahead and use the command to change the migration, to apply the migration. So let's go click on data access because we're doing migration under data access class. Okay, so here app, there should be add migration, then add change to AspNet users. Okay, click enter. Okay, okay, friends. I found the issue. Right, the issue is you remember that under the application class we did install identity.entity framework. What happened when I install it? Right, it did not install the updated version. It did install the I think 2.10 some version. So when I checked that, right, I saw the dependency injection under this model class folder was marked with the triangle yellow. And then what I did, I go to framework and then right click on it and then remove that dependency. So what I have to do now, I have to go ahead, remove this line. Let's go find the updated version for this identity user. So I'll go click on control dot, and then I'll go ahead select the bottom one, which is set Microsoft AspNet dot identity dot entity framework, and then I'll select this install with package manager. So here I try to load it. So if you see here, now the current version is 7.011. Previously what it did, it installed this version 2.2.4. So this is not compatible version with my current project. So we need to also check out what is the compatible version, because when we start building this project, I think it was 7.0.10, but now you see 7.0.11. So we're going to select the 10, not the 11. If you can go double click here, you can see how we start build this application using 7.0.10. Okay, so now go ahead and do install it. Okay, I'll go and install it 7.0.10. Make sure you select this, then select this, click on, and we have highlighted, click on installed. Let's go ahead and apply, click on yes, and then we'll go ahead and then check our application user to see if we can add this. Now go add this, and it's now showing no issue, right? uh, okay, now you go ahead, do another build, make sure it built successfully. If it is built successfully, I will go ahead and apply the migration. So now I'll go here and then make sure I do selected access class and try. Before we apply the migration, we'll go ahead, close our Visual Studio, and then reopen it again. Because close it and reopen Visual Studio again. So reopen the application here. This is the name of the application that I reopening it, and then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and apply the changes that we did. So here I'll go ahead and type it, whatever was there. So add migration, okay, and then add migration. That migration should be push changes to ASP.NET user table. Okay, so I hit enter, and then you do see it succeeded, and then you can see here the changes came to here. Okay, so do see the new change and all those here. We added new column first, this, and then last name, and then whatever the new column that we mentioned in our application. So let me show. We need to add update database. So I'm gonna type update database. Make sure you do keep select this, right, and it is should be there. So click on update. We'll go ahead and wait till it finishes its running. Okay, so once it said successful, that means the change was pushed to our database. Okay, now let's see what it does. It said done, so it seems like it is successful. So we'll go ahead, open Microsoft Studio Management again. So here I have to go click refresh, then connect. Okay, connect to it because we did push the changes here. Refresh again. I'll go to database, open this one, and then go to table. Let's open AspNet user again. Okay, I do see now new column added to our AspNet user table. You see the postal, estate, last name, first name. Those are the new column that we added using our identity entity framework. Okay, so now what happened, we need to go to our account controller. Let's go to account controller. You remember that we comment out this. So now let's go ahead uncomment it. So I'll go uncomment it, and now you do see it takes the user. Okay, since after we apply the changes to our database. So and here you do see it is still red mark because the view that we are returning it is not showing correctly. Okay, so here we also need to add task. Make sure we okay. So I'm gonna add task. Okay, registration dot succeeded. So we'll go ahead redirect to our home page. Okay, so let's redirect to our home page, copy and then paste it here. You see, make sure you see in our login page we did not put return, so we also had to add return keyword before this one. That means we are sending uh, sending to our index homepage, right? If result is succeeded for the login. We also doing the same thing here under the registration. If it is succeeded, we'll go ahead send to our index page and which is under home controller. So if it doesn't succeeded, right? What we'll do, we'll remove this line from here and then copying to here and send what happened if register is successful. We want to also send an message to user that register is successful. So to do that, we remember that we have register. Okay, register dot status, which is means that is successful. Register success fully registered successfully, or whatever the method you want to display is up to you. Okay, but we did registered successfully message, and here if we succeeded we also need to use sign in manager to sign the users to sign the users in our system. So we will use sign in async. Okay, and then the name of the users, and we see is persistence equal to false. So here what we also have to use a wait keyword. Okay, and then after sign in, then we'll go set the status message, and then if status message, let's say register dot status message equal to unsuccessful registered, unsuccessful register. Okay, unsuccessful to register. Here should be else. Okay, so now you see we have completed the post method for register, also added view here, and then I know we did have our view, and then we created a register view model. Let me go ahead and show you the view again for the register. So let's go registered, and then and then also open our shared folder. Okay, here, and then login partial. Okay, let me build the project again. Okay, there is a one error you can see, which is under the accept. So go there. Okay, we did not include comma here. So now to run the project. It did load the home page. Now we want to see if we are able to view our register page. Okay, now I did click on it, but you do see the register page did not load it. So I think what we have to do, we have to open login partial page, and from login partial, if you see that it should be ESP action, and under that it should be registered, since we keep our action name is registered, and then it should be in under control. Okay, so under account controller, let's put it as a controller. Okay, so now we change this thing, then we also change this part, ESP action to login, and then ESP controller to account. So click on save again to refresh your page, and go ahead, click on register. Okay, congratulations. I do see my view here now. You can see here the view is showing over here, right? The registered forum and then the field that we added here. So now we will go ahead and test if we can load the login page as well. So here I see, okay, when I click on login, I do see the login page also loaded. Let me see if I can go to register page from here. So here I click on it, also showing the register page. So now you see the view of this page is not showing fully. I want this picture to show from all over the body of the view. Okay, so it is only showing here. To do that, what we have to do, we need to go ahead, go to our control, go to our Visual Studio, and then you see load the layout page here. What we could do, the container, here we can use a style, and then max width, I'll put something 100%. Okay, so this means here when container for the body, the shared body, right? Now is going to use 100% width. Usually it was using, I think, not 100%, but now once we change the style for the container to 100%, now we can use 100% width of the screen. Okay, so let's make it a small. Refresh again. Now let's see. Now you see we do have a full screen of our image. Okay, once you put it in, and then this looks more bigger. So here, let's check that if it is responsive. Yeah, it is responsive, right? What I am going to do, I'm going to type, okay, and then keep this, put it password, hit on submit, and we do see it did not submit our form. So I think let's put the debug point here. Okay, and I do see it did not submit the form because it did not able to find the registered form, the registered action. You see it said register, but under our controller we did have register, so we need to change it to register, and then stop the project. Now we have registered. So now go, I can run the project. Make sure we have a debug point here. Project, run it, go to the register page, fill out the registered form, make sure the username and then the email is same, because if username is different than the email, by default ASP, when you try to log in, it try to use the username instead login type. So if we have the same value for username and then the login name, so it will take the the username as email. Okay, so then it will not fail. So this is for login. Okay, so here I'm gonna go ahead, click on register, put the password again, hit submit. Okay, now you see it is stopped on our debug point. So let's see, go ahead and check what we are receiving from the view. Okay, so from the view we see confirm password as test add 123, and then our email, from the email field, password from the password field, and then the username is this, and from application user, we do see we are receiving address, then ID, the first name is Jack, the last name, did we put the last name should be Robinson, so we also see the last name Robinson. So now let's go ahead and see if the registered is successful or not. Now I'll go ahead and click on continue. So if it is successful, as we said, it should route to our our index page, but it didn't. Let us find out why it did not do it. We'll go ahead and submit the form again. Okay, so you do see have the still same information. Okay, I'm gonna go and check if it did really create any entry in our database. We do see here it did create an entry, but not sure why it did not route to our home page. So we'll go ahead and find it out. Okay, so okay, I do see why it did not route to our home page. Here you see I did not put return, so it has to put the keyword return here. So once you put return, then it will return to your home page. So I did copy this from login. So let me see if we have added this return keyword. Yeah, in our we added this keyword under also successful login. So here, so now I did not route to us because it did not put the keyword return over here. So let's stop it, and then we'll go ahead and try use that user to log into our system. Okay, and then run this project and check the login. Okay, so let's see if our login is working or not with the user that we just registered. So let's click on login. I'll go ahead, use the name, and then the password is test at 123. Check it, it is same. Okay, I'll make it a small. I'll go to the login page and put the debug. I want to see what I'm coming, okay, what I'm getting it. So I'll go ahead, click on submit. Okay, and then go down here. I want to see what we are receiving from the view. So view, this looks good. And then also if you go down here, I want to see what is coming over here. So here you see the result is succeeded, but if you see it saying not allowed, so the reason is that you need to go to the program.cs file. I'm making it bigger. So if you see your option, if there is any option, right? Option goes to option.send required confirm email. Since we did not implement the confirm email, right, we need to set it as a false, because if you put it as a true, so the user only able to log in if they confirm the email. So what you have to do, you have to add this line here and then make it as false. So once you make it as false, it will allow user to sign in the system. Okay, let's go to the account controller again, check it says succeeded. So if it is succeeded, right, it will return to our home page. Okay, so I'll click on control. I'll see it come to our home page right there. This is our home page, so that means successful login, and we can see the user email here because he's logged in, right? So what we have to do, we also need to implement logout button since user logged in, right? So they will need to go ahead and log. So once I click on lockdown, we are logged out button, it doesn't log out the user. There is a reason, because we did not implement the logged function yet. In our next video, we'll go ahead and implement this logout function. So thank you for watching the video. See you in the next tutorial. Please do share, like, and subscribe the channel. Thank you. Bye.